So a brand new icon pack has been added to the pack code, and as a result, let's give you guys all the investments you can make for this. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, all free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. So very interesting enough, EA has gone and dropped another icon pack into the pack code. Now this is an icon pack that is not going to be a store pack, so yet another SBC. This is very interesting because EA have just alternated between icons to heroes to icons to heroes. But now we have two icon SBCs back to back, which means finally we might get a bit of momentum for high rated fodder. This is because it's very rare for us to have SBCs requiring 87s, 88s that are well demanded. But icon SBCs are one of the exceptions to this. So as a result, this week, or this weekend, there should be loads of really nice investments because of one, how rare high-rated fodder has already been made all week because people are doing this SBC, and two, the SBC that should be coming out this Sunday, which will then hopefully take fodder to all-time highs. So an interesting observation to first off make is that the current icon SBC actually is repeatable twice on the Friday, 6 PM. So we can see this because it says repeatable twice. We can see that it says 3 days, 5 hours, but expires in 5 days. Meaning, obviously you can do it twice at the moment and then twice again on Friday. But what I will say is that the current icon SBC didn't actually rise the price of fodder. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean it didn't make fodder rarer, it just means that it wasn't so demanded to the point where it, made them skyrocket. Now, in all fairness, 86s were on a bit of a down because they became so inflated for the upgrade SBCs. For example, we can see that Trent was 16k but then went down as soon as the SBCs needed him expired. But at the moment, he's been going down about 500 coins a day. We can see that 87s are, well, they did originally go up 500 coins, but they're back down 1.5k. We can see someone like Bernardo Silva, again, initially did go up about a k, but since is down, well, I guess down a k. So we can see that the icon SBC was demanded because it did go and rise the likes of fodder, unless you want to credit that rise to the likes of Zidane. But they have been going down since. So as a result, where are the investments when it comes to the likes of the icon SBC? Well, there's basically two investments. There is one in forms and two high rated fodder. Because they're leveling up the pack, it's unlikely that the pack will be any cheaper on Sunday with the new SBC than it is with the current one. Meaning we can go off the presumption that the SBC will be at least 300k, which means we can now use that to look at all the different combinations you could go for to make an SBC, I'd say anywhere from about 300 to high 300s, so 350, 360, 370. Therefore, an interesting observation I have for you is that they could actually require just one 89 rated squad. Now this is a very unfavourable outcome because it's very rare for EA to just go for one squads with icon and hero SBCs, but and one icon SBC is only 40k more than the current icon SBC, so I don't think that's completely out of the picture. What I think is a lot more likely is actually them going for an 88 rated squad. This is only one rated higher than what they're currently going for, but there is a significant difference between an 87 rated squad and an 88 rated squad. So the reason there is a significant difference is because if we look at all the 87s, not only are there a lot more 87s at discard than 88s, but all these 87s can't be used to achieve an 88 or higher rated squad solely. Obviously you need higher ratings. So you can see right here we've got all these 87s right there, but now all of these again can't be used to achieve an 88 or higher. Whereas 88s, they only have, I'd say they're probably about 2/3 of the 87s, but on top of that again we don't have the 87s. So to achieve an 88 rated squad or higher, you've only got these players, these players, these players, and these players. So because there's a smaller pool of players you can use, it means that there is a higher rise because there's now demand for, I guess less individual players, which means there's more chance of people buying the same player, which means there's a more chance that sort of fodder rises. Now if you're on a rating that is arguably more likely than maybe an 88, it's an 87. I'd find it very, very surprising, again, if they don't go for an 87 or an 88 rated squad. And again, there's a higher chance they'll go for an 87 and mix it up maybe with an 87, an 86 and an 85. Or maybe they go for an 87, 2 87s maybe. But I do think there is arguably a higher chance of them going for an 87 than they go for an 88 rated squad. But luckily, that means that you can go and buy 88 rated and they'll be needed for the 87 rated squad, an 88 rated squad, or an 89 rated squad. Now 88s don't come into play with an 86 rated squad because they're just not good value for money. Now of course there's also a decent chance of there being the small squads of 85s and 86s, but because of how many 85s and 86s there are on this game, it's very unlikely that they'll really rise with the Icon SBC. The low rated fodder only rises with an icon SBC is when they do loads of low rated squads. So for example, all it takes is an 88 rated squad to rise the 88s, but for an 85 you need about 3 squads that are 84 to maybe 86 rated, so then there's, you know, way more 85s being used in compared to 88s because of there being way more supply of 85s to 88s. So in my opinion, the best investments for you to go with are going to be 87s, 88s, and you can go with 89s. Now you can look into 90s and 91s, but more likely than not it's going to be overkill. Also, the chances of them going for a minimum, if they go for a very high rated squad, they very well could go for minimum 288s, minimum 388s, minimum 287 sort of requirements. It's unlikely they go minimum 189s because there's significantly less supply. They might, but I do think it's a lower chance than we're seeing a minimum 88. So that now basically brings this investment down to 87s, 88s, 89s, and Team of the Weeks. So whilst we're talking about the gold fodder, we might as well talk about when to go and invest in it. Now 87s and 88s, I think you could go and pick up Friday morning, or you could go and pick up Thursday evening. I don't really think there'll be much of a difference between Thursday evening to Saturday evening, and the reason for that is because I think that the Icon SBC being repeatable on Friday will basically make the demand and the supply basically equal. So even though, yes, it will be being supplied via the likes of the Icon SBCs, via the likes of weekly rewards, I think there'll be as much demand because people will be completing the Icon SBC again on the Friday. If you want to play extremely cautious, you can just go and buy your fodder Saturday evening, but I'd say you can go and buy your fodder Thursday evening after marquee matchups. Thursday's really good because there's probably no one doing the Icon SBC because people would have done it by now, and at the same time there's that increase in supply because of the marquee matchups. So that is when to go and buy the 87s, 88s, and 89s. What about buying the likes of Team of the Weeks? Now, Team of the Weeks are in a very sticky situation because for some weird reason last week we got upgrade SBCs on a Saturday. We never get upgrade SBCs on a Saturday, which now leaves us to, are we going to get upgrade SBCs on a Saturday again? We don't know. So, yeah, it's really awkward with them because the demand for them is going to stop on Friday for the 10x83, and it's going to stop on the Sunday for the Icon SBC. So the best play, in my opinion, is to probably go and buy these cards Saturday evening and then sell them in the pre-Hyper Sunday. I would gamble that we're not going to get the upgrade SBCs on Saturday, and if we do get upgraded on SBCs on Saturday, you can literally just go all in on the Team of the Weeks because we should see the same trend we saw this week where they've gone 27 to, what, like 40k right now. So you could very well gamble on that sort of trend being a thing. But I would gamble that we won't get upgrade SBCs needing an inform on Saturday, and I'd go and buy them Saturday evening because there should be some good panic selling if they aren't needed. Now, I wouldn't gamble on them being needed for the Icon SBC, but I would sell in the hype of the Icon SBC. So you're going to go buy Saturday evening, hoping that, again, they're not needed for upgrade SBCs, and you're going to sell in the hype of the Sunday. We should see about a 5-6k difference between the Saturday evening and the Sunday going into 6 PM. Now, obviously, you can gamble on them being needed for the Icon SBC, and if they are needed, they'll probably go up another 5 to 10k. But if they aren't needed, you're going to have people panic selling, and you're going to have the decrease in demand for them because of the Icon SBC that's currently out expiring on the Sunday, which uses Team of the Weeks, going into an SBC that doesn't need Team of the Weeks. So the safest play is to buy Saturday evening and then sell Sunday before 6 PM. Other than that, it's high risk, high reward with holding Team of the Weeks for gambling that they're needed for Icon SBCs. Now, another way this can go is if they are needed for upgrade SBCs on the Saturday. Again, let's say it's the same as what we had this week. You can just hold on to them pretty risk-free gambling on the Sunday Icon SBC. Because even if they don't need informs, well, they'll be needed for that repeatable SBC. Hopefully, that makes sense. Now, the safest way to go and buy Team of the Weeks as well is to go and buy high-rateds. So, for example, if we go look at Tony Kroos and we look at the 83s, Tony Kroos was 28k on the Saturday, whereas the 83s were 19k, but it's just a lot safer to go and buy high rateds. On top of that, these rises have been basically the same for both of them. This card is up, give or take 20k, and then likewise this card is up, give or take 20k. So it didn't really make any difference, but I would say buying an 87 rated inform is way risk-free than buying a low rated inform because, again, it offers more utility for SBCs and you're paying not much of a premium. Because, again, you're going to buy these cards Saturday evening, or if they are needed with the SBCs on the set with the Saturday upgrades, you can go and buy them then. Now, in regards to selling high rated fodder and informs, I would just sell it on the evening, unless for some reason it's repeatable in like 2-3 days time or there's some other SBCs leaked. I wouldn't hold fodder all the way through to the Friday, even if it's repeatable on the Friday, just because I think we should see a decent spike of the evening. So you'd be selling Sunday evening, probably around about 7, 8 PM. You basically just keep on watching it rise and rise and rise, but I'd be no hurry to sell it in the first 5-10 minutes. I'd say that is about all she wrote. So buying gold fodder, I'd say Thursday evening. Buying inform fodder, Saturday evening. Sell informs before 6 PM on Sunday to play it safe. If you want to gamble the informs, and even if high rate Fodder is up a lot in the hype, you can sell that before 6 PM on the Sunday. If not, you want to go and sell it probably around about 7 PM on the Sunday, and then you can get into the meta cards that inevitably will be panic sold because of the Icon SBC. But that is going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.